Hey Brick Boys and Brick Girls, it's your boy BrickBoyLego, and today we have another Lego set to review for you guys. We have a video game set to review. A little different than what we usually do, but let's get right into it, shall we? That's right, we have the Horizon Forbidden West video game set. This is the Tallneck, and it's set 76989. Came with 1,222 pieces, released this year in 2022, and came with one minifigure. And you might not know this, but Lego has done quite a few Lego sets based on video games. Starting all the way back with the Star Wars Force Unleashed video game, you had the Rogue Shadow set. This was actually the first set ever made by Lego based on a video game, and we've had quite a few since then. You know, they've made some pretty interesting choices with the video game sets that they've released. I mean, of course, everyone is familiar now with the Minecraft theme and with the Super Mario theme. I don't like the Super Mario theme. Can we get a regular Super Mario minifigure? I want a minifigure scale Super Mario Brothers. I'm buying those sets. I'm definitely not buying this. But this is actually the first set that we're getting off the Horizon series, and to be honest with you, I had never played the games until I saw that Lego was releasing this set. But you know what? I still loved the set, so without further ado, let's get straight into the review and look at the build. Alright, before we get into the set, let's look at the instructions. And I mean, look at that beautiful artwork. I love when Lego decides to put these beautiful About Me sections in the Lego sets. You get a little picture of the designer. There he is. What a stud. And you get a little bio about our boy, Isaac Snyder. You go, Isaac. Keep killing it. And then it just really goes in depth here. It really gives you a great idea as to what you're building. These instructions have to be one of the only ones that I remember with this long of an intro. This isn't even an Ultimate Collector Series set. And there she is pondering, when are we going to start building this set? And we're going to start building it right now.
So starting out in bag one, you have your alloy minifigure, and then you also get to build your Watcher. This is a nice little inclusion that they have here, and he chases her right off. Then you start to build the base of the display stand. I'm really digging the colorful pieces here inside of the base, and then you essentially just build the same thing again. Not really sure why Lego didn't just have you build this twice at the same time, but that's fine. Brings you to bag number two. I don't know if anybody else had this issue, but my big green plate is a little different than the other green that is supposed to be the same green as the other colors. Anyway, I digress. That finishes off that bag. You continue to add a little foliage to the display stand here, add a little relic of the past, and then that completes the base build. Then you start to build what we're all here for, the Tallneck itself, and pretty interesting techniques being used to build this big boy here. Typically, sets are built off of an even number of studs, and this is actually built on a 5-stud base. It's a pretty interesting way that they chose to build this Tallneck. You had some side panels here to the left and to the right side. Spin this bad boy around, add a little front plate, and then you adding a lot of little details here. The stickers aren't too bad on this set, and then you start to build the neck. I really like the technique that they used to build the neck, and then you can really start to see how big this thing is going to be. Poor Alloy getting chased around by the Watcher, and then we begin to add the legs here. And you know, I'm a little surprised. As big as this thing looks, the legs are a little skinny for my taste. Yes, you add some more pieces to the side, but it's pretty much a 1 brick wide deal here. I do like the feet. I think they're pretty cute. You add a couple more little plates to give the legs a little bit more thickness. Damn, boy, you thick. And then now that we're done with the back legs, we got to do the front legs. These are a little bit thicker. This is really where you're going to get your drumstick of the old chicken leg, and you pretty much build the same thing on the other side as well. Now there aren't any knees on any of the legs, so you're not going to be bending any knees, elbows, or toes here, but that's okay. Close that thing up, add those little feet on there, And you are going. Now you can see how tall this thing really is. Very tall indeed. Now the only thing that's left is to build the head. So this is going to be very interesting because the head is very round and you are building a Lego set with a bunch of square bricks. So I always love when Lego is able to get these organic shapes with square bricks. I think the designer did a really good job when he was building this set. You finish off here with a couple fins on the back. Looks pretty interesting. Finish the round disc, place that right on up there. And then last but not least, you put the back little tail fins here, 1, 2, 3, 4, lift them up, plop them down, and everyone is in place, and you are done.
Alrighty, and here is the behemoth itself, the old Tallneck completed. This thing is a monstrosity. Look at this thing. It's huge.
That's what she said.
So let's start off down on the ground floor and take a gander at what we got going on. So let's take a little peek here. You've got a little watcher here. I really love this inclusion. This is one of the first machines that you run into in the game, so I really like that they included this as another machine for the set. And I really like that they included the
Red, yellow, and blue
studs so that you can see if the watcher is watching you or not. And then you've got alloy here looking great. I mean, look at this hairpiece. You've got a translucent piece inside of the hair. It just looks great. You got the 2 braids in the back there. Looks amazing. And I mean, let's take this off just so we can see the printing here a little bit closer. You've got nice arm printing, feet printing. Look at those sandals. You've got her little spear, more arm printing on the side there, and you have 2 head prints. Beautiful. And then here you've got a little brush so that alloy can hide from the watchful eye of the watcher. I really love this birch tree that they included. Looks like it's fall in Horizon World. Love the little foliage. And then I really like this little relic from the past. Since the Horizon video games are based in the future, you have a traffic light overgrown with a vine. So I think that's very cute. All right, so now let's talk about the Tallneck itself. So as you can see here, it clips in really nicely on all 4 feet here on these little studs. If you can see, each one of the feet have a little hole here that fits in nicely to this little peg, and it really adds stability for this set. I mean, as big and top heavy as this set is, you are not going anywhere with that shaking. So anybody out in earthquake land, you'll be fine with this set, even though it's so tall. And then just kind of moving on up here, you've got some pretty nice part usage here with the back fins. These are actually little skateboard pieces, so I thought that was cute. And then you can see some of the stickers here, adds a little bit more detail. And then we can talk about a little bit of nice part usage here on the neck. You've got this gold sword. This sword was actually first included in the Lord of the Rings sets as the orc swords. So nice to see it in gold. Just moving on up, this thing really is a monstrosity. Taking a closer look at the head here, you can see some of the stickers on there. Looks really nice. I always find it fascinating when Lego is able to make these very round shapes with their Lego bricks. And I mean, that head looks incredible. Who doesn't want some head from the Tallneck? Pretty much your only play feature here is this little red disc and your alloy coming up here to the top of the Tallneck and hitting that little red button. I guess you could display it like that. I personally would not. In the video games, the machines have taken over, and this is one of the only non-hostile machines towards alloy. When you go up to the top and get a little closer view of your map. Nice of them to include a little play feature there, even though this is mostly a display set. I think if I have really any complaints here, it might be that the scale is a little interesting. They did get a lot of detail in the set itself, but in the Horizon lore, they have 10 toes in the front and 3 in the back. So you only get 3 here in the front. So, I mean, is that really a complaint? Not really. You know, I can't really complain other than these little chicken legs. If this was a chicken, I would probably eat him because he looks delicious. But let's take a look at Alloy and see what she is going for on BrickLink.
So starting off with your one and only minifigure, you have Alloy here. Her current listed average is a whopping $51.63. Very, very expensive minifigure. There's actually only 2 currently in the United States, and they're both listed at $75. Here you can see Alloy without her headpiece, and you can really see all the detail on this beautiful minifigure.
All right, Brick Boys and Brick Girls, what do we think? Do we like the Tallneck set? I'm gonna say I like it. Despite my complaints about the chicken legs, it still is a pretty substantial looking build. You know, I have a lot of Star Wars sets and they're pretty notorious for being heavily gray, so it's always nice to spice it up a little bit, get a different theme, get a little color in there. I really like all the little features they threw in with the set. The Alloy minifigure is absolutely beautiful, and it's a really high priced minifigure because it comes in such a expensive set, so always nice to add a little value there. I'll give this set a 4.5 out of 5 light posts. Let me know if you'd pick this setup even if you have not played the Horizon video games. And that's going to do it for today's review. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you have not done so already. And tune in next time for more LEGO reviews coming soon.